Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Mazes, okay, and welcome to the Street Parliament. The Street Parliament on Media TV, where you will join us and you will have your say. Today, we will be having a conversation wherein we, as Nigerians, will be making some decisions as a people. Before I start my presentation, which would dwell on three cardinal issues. One, on the recent kidnap happening in Nigeria, and the one that broke the camel's back that has to do with the young child, the parents were taken, and the driver died. I hope some of you and most of you understand what we mean when we say that somebody expired. Please confirm that you can hear me very loud and clear, and let me know where you are joining us from. Where are you joining us from? Where are you joining us from? Can you hear me loud and clear? Can you confirm, please? Confirm that you can hear me loud and clear. Let me see. Can I hear myself? Let me know where you're joining us from. Okay, Merrick Imade said, yes, he can hear us very well and joining us from Sweden. Thank you very much. For those of you who can hear me loud and clear, would you mind sharing this conversation to other people? Can you share this to other people, please? Share this to other people. Share, right? Share in groups, share in person. Now let's start. We're going to do some survey this evening to know what you think, and eventually, I hope those in the back office, those in the back room, you are going to eventually use this to write a report, and we have to credit to the street parliament here. Now we have these happen at the Benin Ore, where a bus, a Sienna, no, a bus, a 16-seater bus on Benin Ore Road was attacked, and this happened. Watch this video.
The guy won turn. Maybe they come for Lagos. I don't know where they come from. No, they come for Lagos. All of us eat for that place now.
Now, this is a bus coming from Lagos, obviously going to the east. And this bus, on their way, the men of underworld, or rather the kidnappers, were laid this bus. And look at this.
Yeah. All of us eat there. See this small girl now. Okay, they come out the father. Yeah. Okay, for inside this bus. Now only him there now.
There you have an 8-year-old little girl that was surrounded by the people there. That 8-year-old had lost the parents. The parents have been kidnapped and taken into the bush.
They don't kill the driver. Yeah.
Now, at this point, you can see very clearly the driver is no longer alive. The driver has gone to the world beyond. See the little girl. See the little girl, confused. Just imagine now. Many of you watching me now have kids. Just imagine a child of so innocent and so young experiencing where men, adult, full-grown men, taking the parents and just leaving her on her own there before the security agents arrived, and this girl is on her own. It's very, very heartbreaking to watch, honestly.
My concern is this small girl first.
Yes.
My concern, why is the driver?
The driver is dead now. Look at the driver on the steering. And the driver with that. See the driver. See the driver. See the driver. Just kill him. See kidnapper. See person. See kidnapper. Only no day now we dey for this one. I bet this security, this we don't dey go. Make we follow them. They are moving now. Oh yeah, make na go. Why motor? Oga, make we dey go. Make we dey go.
How would that be?
See kidnapper. Oh. Yeah. Come on. Where our motor? Where our motor? Come. Where the motor?
Okay, so you have looked at this. This driver obviously lost his life. The little girl left there. Okay, thank you very much. I have A Igbo said he can hear me, and I have someone already joining me. I acknowledge that I know you are there. I will bring you on at the appropriate time. So you can imagine. A Igbo say you're joining me from Berlin. Schönen guten Abend. Wie geht's dir? Ich hoffe, dir geht's gut. Mir geht's gut here. So imagine where this young child has just been left. We do not know what will happen to the parents. We don't know. No one has any idea of what will happen. Now, this has elicited comments and discussions on the social media if Nigeria should be allowed to carry gun. Ned Nwoko from Delta State, the senator who moved a motion or who proposed a bill at the National Assembly that Nigerians should be allowed to carry gun. In his post on X, which is formerly known as Twitter, he argued that if the driver of their vehicle had that the kidnap probably wouldn't have happened. Well, he may be right, but people like me, argue not really in support of that. You know why? People like me think if we have a proper policing structure, instead of saying Nigeria should carry arm, instead of saying Nigerians should carry arm, I would rather say that Nigerians should restructure the policing system to have a centralized, controlled arm, a way of giving out arm, as opposed to just giving arm that it will fall into the wrong hands. Imagine now that there is hardship. Imagine these people doing pranks. You can prank somebody and he pulls out his thing. You can see that sometimes they do some pranks and people want to even break bottles. Remember, bottle, if someone breaks bottle before he rushes to you, but here is gone that he meant pew, 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 pew. And that's it. The individual dies. Do you believe what Ned Nwoko is saying, that we should, in this case, allow Nigerians to carry arms. Let's put up a poll so you can vote now. We're gonna do this live. Let's put up a poll. We can vote. Do you believe that Nigerians should carry arms to protect themselves? Do you also believe that if this guy was allowed to carry arms, that they may not have kidnapped or stopped that bus? I do not know. What do you think? Should Nigerians be allowed to carry arms? Yeah, let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. Should Nigerians be allowed to? Yeah, so let's get the poll out. Should Nigerians be allowed to carry arms? Yeah, what do you think? Should we? Let's do it without wasting much time. Let's just do yes or no. Can you vote? No, it's not about telling me yes or no. We have a poll now. Should Nigerians, so let's engage. Let's engage. Should Nigerians be allowed to carry arms? Yes or no? Bear in mind that carrying arms have consequences. There are consequences. It might sound so easy, but there are consequences in carrying arms. I understand that Onyekwelu Osili is saying that yes, it's long overdue that the people are allowed to carry arms. But also, we should also know that it's not that easy to basically regulate that. Let me see if I can find the quote by Ned, where he said this proves his point, why he thinks Nigerians should be allowed to carry arms. Obviously, I disagree with him, but that's agree with him doesn't mean you agree with me or that you must agree with him. Of course, you have your own you have your own mind, you have your own way, and saying yes, I do not I do not agree with him. It might be so. Let's say this. Let me quickly pull up this. Okay, see, this is what Ned said. Let me bring it in. So Ned, if we can read here in this, Ned made a clear point here. He says, this was reported to have happened to UO yesterday. He tweeted the early hours of today. They killed the driver, left the small girl there, and kidnapped all the passengers. This is the reason for the law on self-defense. If the driver had a gun or any of the passengers, the kidnappers wouldn't certainly have their way. The only thing they have that good and law-abiding citizens don't have are guns. The passengers might never be secured, and just imagine the poor little girl who will be traumatized for life. I agree, the girl will be traumatized for life. The girl will be traumatized for life. But the question that everyone would then ask is, you recall, if you're old enough, you will remember that in the mid 90s, late 90s, I recall when we used to go to Medugri, we used to go to Jalingo, when we used to go to Jimeta, that's in Yola, when we used to go to Kano and Kaduna, there was a time that luxurious buses must move with escorts. They move with escorts. They don't just move alone, they move with escorts. But that time is now past. And because people were moving with cash, so they moved with escorts to secure the luxurious buses, you know, the Marco Polos, the Ezenwatas, the GUO then, the Ekenedruchuku then. So these were buses that people used at that point to secure, use Mopo to secure. Then you have people that come and buy wares. They used Mopos, the 544 station wagons, Peugeot 544 station wagons. They used Mopos also in front of those vehicles. Sometimes they stay on convoy in order to protect themselves. Are we supposed to be moving forward? Or are we supposed to be going forward? Backwards? What do you think? Now let's go back to the poll. Let's see what many of you are saying. I think Nigerians' opinions are divided. Some of you are saying, wow, a lot of Nigerians are actually saying that we should have guns. 88% of many of you who have voted are saying Nigerians should be allowed to carry arms. Nigerians should be allowed to carry arms. Nigerians should be allowed to carry arms. This is really, I would say, rather unexpected that many people would agree. Maybe because of what is happening and the way things are happening, that people are now beginning to think otherwise. But is there anything as regards to how that may affect us? Is there anything as to how that may affect us? Is allowing Nigerians to carry arms going to lead into more casualties? What is the mental state of many Nigerians as to allowing them to carry arms? Do we now know that would that lead into more deaths? What do we think? Do we think it's going to cause more trouble? Right? Down week, let's have anyone who wants to join can now join us now. And if you're just joining us now, this is NjenjeMediaTV, you can join us through the link. Let me have your say before we move to the second topic. And by the way, there was a breaking news earlier before. Nigeria has lost one of the finest entrepreneur. There was a major national disaster, that crashed, and the Access Bank CEO died in that crash in the United States of America. Honestly, it's an unbelievable tragedy. If you recall, Wigwe, the Access Holding CEO, Herbert Wigwe, he's dead now. He died as a result of the tragic crash of Airbus H130 in the Mojave Desert, United States. This is an unbelievable thing. Last week was, for many people who may not remember, who don't know, he was the one that some people within the government quarters were accusing that he is one of the reasons why dollar is going mad. That his school in Rivers State, that he is collecting money in dollars, and he came out to debunk that, to say it is arrant nonsense. They only collect dollars for international students and naira for home students. We say, may his soul rest in peace. It is unbelievable. Honestly, it is unbelievable to know that one of the finest minds in the Nigerian banking sector, we just lost him. Today. May his soul rest in peace, brother. May his soul rest in peace. This is really heartbreaking. Now I think we are getting some feed as to the crash site. Before we continue, people, we are getting some feed as to the crash site. Let me see if we can share that with you guys. You know, this is unbelievable. Look. So I think this is the helicopter here. People, this is the helicopter. Let me show us. This is the helicopter here in flames. May his soul rest in peace. Now, what a tragedy. 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 Okay, so let's come back to this. We would take why some of you would be joining us again on the social media bill. Recall that those who are telling us now that they want to start again, they tried it before, we defeated them, they want again to start the social media regulations. That's what the government wants to start, social media regulation. You would think there are so many things bothering Nigerians, but what the Nigerian government will want to do at this stage is to begin to talk about social media regulations. And actually, they went on to say that social media is nothing but nuisance. Can you hear that? That social media, these are the same people who use social media to campaign for election, who won election, who came into power ab initio as a result of social media. Now telling us that social media is constituting nuisance. Let's hear Femi Bajabiamila here. So let's hear Femi Bajabiamila in this case as he speaks to Nigerians on this issue. Okay, let's have a listen. Let's have a listen to him. And I mean, he has received so many backlashes.
So well imagine that this is a topic of which I am absolutely very much interested. The menace of social media. Yes, indeed, it is a societal menace. For many of us, you will understand that once you hit that send button, the potential to reach millions of people all around the world poses great danger, not just to the society, but even unintended consequences to the individual who's at your receiving end, including security of life. The question that I normally ask is, who do you hold more responsible? The purveyor.
Now, he said, when you hit that button, this is posing as a menace. Okay. Who are these guys? These are the same people telling us that social media is becoming a menace. Who are the real menace in the society?
Please, a thunderous round of applause.
So let me remove that one. No. He's telling us that social media has become a real menace. Okay. We will see what menace looks like. Let me minimize this and take you, through the journey of what menace looks like. These are people who have acted as hoodlums. Hoodlums. Have you forgotten this? This was in the year 2014. Same Femi Bajabiamila used social media to address a president of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. President has the right to ask the CBN governor to resign, Same way Nigerians have the right to ask him or anyone to resign. If you ask Femi Gbajabiamila, who has been accused allegedly of 30 billion commingling of our resources, allegedly, if you ask him to resign, that is what he will call menace. But he asked Goodluck Jonathan to resign. Oga, we are printing receipts for you. These are the receipts. These are the things you said, not us. Not us, right? We are printing the receipt for you. This is Femi Gbajabiamila, social media menace. Maybe he does not want us to show the way he was climbing in 2014, climbing the National Assembly when the doors were shut. They repeated the same, which led to Professor Yemi Osibanjo firing the then DG of DSS. He hasn't learned anything. Again, this is a receipt. Femi Gbajabiamila is also being accused of commingling his client's money in the United States of America, that a legal panel terminates Femi Gbajabiamila's law license after stealing, parenthesis, money from clients violating bar regulations. Are these the reasons why they do not want you to? Are they this one of the reasons why they want to regulate social media? So, guys, should we show them more? Okay, yeah, of course we show them more. Let's show them more. Let's show them more receipt. Let's bring in more receipt here because we have many receipts for them to see. This is, many believe, one of the reasons, or if not the main reason, why they want social media regulated. Okay, I hope by this they will be so proud of what they've done. Okay, so you can see them here, right? These are the same people, the day Nigerians, after INEC rigged the election, Nigerians were trying to do the same thing. These were the people for following Nigerian power. Isn't that the same thing Nigerians want to do? Nigerian youth learned this from them. These were the men and women. This is behaving like children. See their behavior. Nothing is next. Hoodlums and hooligans. Are these guys not hoodlums? Are they not hoodlums? See them. APC convention. See the way that they take table. They take the legs of the table and hit on one another. Come on now. Yeah. So on this, having looked at all these things, understanding what these guys do, understanding what drives them, do you honestly think that these guys deserve to be, be supported in trying to regulate the social media space? Of course, not that many of us, myself included, are against some form of control, because outright lie and libel is not what, should not be condoned, no matter who is involved. I cannot wake up tomorrow and say, you, XYZ, you stole 10 naira where I know exactly you didn't, or that you killed Mr. B where I know you didn't. Give false testimony, use it to for character assassinations and stuff like that. Of course, we understand that is not something that we should do, and that is not something that we should condone. We will be taking off now the poll that we have. If you haven't put in your votes, please by all means put your votes. We have only 15 people. Only 15 people have casted their vote now, and that's 19 minutes in, because I want to pull up a second vote, which is, do you support social media regulation? Yes or no? So can you cast your vote on this? Then we will quickly take a screenshot, then and bring in the second poll. Do you support social media regulation? Do you support social media regulation? It's going to be the second one, right? Yes or no? Only 15 votes so far. So in the next couple of minutes, we will be rounding up with this, right? In the next couple of minutes, we will be rounding up with this. Do you support? Now, on the comment section as well, if you scroll down on the comment section, you would also see where we have the link to join us. So let's show the link on the screen as well. So this is the link on the screen. Join the conversation, right? You can join that the conversation with that link. So having said that, let me take one or two of your comments. I have Ibo, who says Nigeria is a dead country. The police and the army and other security agencies collude. Keyword there. Keyword like T.Y. Danjuma says, collude with the kidnappers. They all want money and share the ransoms. Well, you might be right. We do not have evidence to that, but fine. It's a possibility. And also, he went further to write in German. He says, es gibt nur eine Lösung für Nigeria. Das Land ist ethnische Landschaft. Das Land in ethnische Landschaft teilen. Das Zusammenleben hat keine Zukunft für Nigeria. Dann werde ich auch das auf Deutsch antworten. Das nicht glauben. Es ist ziemlich fast unmöglich. Warum? Es gibt mehr als 300 ethnische Teilungen in Nigeria. Wie kann es denn sein, dass man einfach versucht, ein Land wie Nigeria unter 300 Mal teilen? Das ist fast unmöglich. So, what he's saying here is that there is no solution for Nigeria, that the only solution is to divide Nigeria along ethnic lines. And my argument against that is, we have over 300 ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. How do you divide a country into modern 300 ethnic nationalities? I mean, that's obviously, you can say that is not possible. You understand? That is not possible, people. I don't know. What do you think? Do you have a different opinion? Let's actually make this conversation more interesting. If you wish to disagree with what I have said, of course, you can always come in and join us. Let me quickly share that once more for those who just basically joining us. If you're okay, Lion, I will bring you in quickly. If you don't mind, Lion, please put on your camera. Sorry. Put on your camera. Then I can bring you in, please. Right? Lion or Leon, whichever one you are. Can you turn on your camera? Then, are you able to do that? make sure you are not lying down, please. It doesn't matter what time of the night. If you're lying down, sorry, I won't bring you on the screen. Okay. So, you know, when you look at what this guy wrote here, I don't know what you guys think, but I think these are conversations that Nigerians must have. Let me go back to the other one now. So, what do you think? Should, based on this presentation so far, do you think Nigeria should? 18 people just voted. Do you think Nigerians should, you know, actually vote for social media control? Let's take a snapshot. Oh, okay. 18 people. So votes. Let's count down, please. If you haven't voted, in the comment section, just do your vote. 19 people. Obviously, we have much more people watching than the people that have voted. Just lend your voice. Lend your voice. We are counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so we're ending that now, and we are going to, you see, this is it. Should Nigerians be allowed to carry arms? 19 people voted, 68 people said yes, and 31 persons said no. Now let's do the second one. The second one is, do you support social media regulations? Right? Do you support social media regulations? Yes. No. So we can vote. Now, you have seen the presentation by Femi Bajabiamila. They are proposing that Nigerians appear to be unruly. So they want to now talk about social media regulations. We know that whenever government says something like that, it doesn't. So no. Okay. Those of you, Henry, nice to have you. Henry, nice to have you here. Lit Vlog Igwe, why do you think that the headsmen want to take over Nigeria? I don't know if that's a question, but you can come in and make that defense. I don't know. I don't honestly make that presentation. The link to join is in the comment section, so you can basically use that link to join. Once more, that link is there. Come in and make that. Okay. The link to join is there. Okay, people? So let's quickly come back to this. Still on the social media regulations, are there any benefit to even regulate? What we are going to do, we're not going to play all the music, but we are going to allow Femi Bajabiamila to make his submissions, once more. Then we'll listen to what he has to say, right? Let's listen to what Femi Bajabiamila has to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to stand on protocol as already established. It was actually very late last night, I think after the football game, that Mr. President called and said that I had to represent him here today. And so I was able to scribble down a couple of things for this very, very epochal event. Perhaps, and I believe many of you here, unless of course you don't live in this geographical space, will well imagine that this is a topic of which I am absolutely very much interested. The menace of social media.
Even the title alone is left. The title alone is just kind of, it's chosen to make it very, very provocative. The menace, meaning it is a menace. Yes, it is a menace. These are the people that use the menace to gain themselves into power, and now referring it as menace. I no rate them. Now we will go blame for allowing them.
Yes, indeed, it is a societal menace. For many of us, you will understand that once you hit that send button, the potential to reach millions of people all around the world poses great danger, not just to the society, but even unintended consequences to the individual who's at your receiving end, including security of life. The question that I normally ask is, who do you hold more responsible? The purveyor of the fake news, or the person who reads it and believes it?
Eh, look at people talking about purveyors of fake news. Under their government or when they were in the opposition, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi was the CBN governor. 2 trillion was missing. 1 billion was missing. 15 billion was missing. Oga, how much was missing? Wasn't that fake news? Was that fake news or not? They didn't tell us. But we know, of course. These were people who lied to Nigerians as regards to fuel subsidy and pushed Nigerians into the street January 2012. At Ojota, at Unity Fountain in Abuja, Nigerians shut down Nigeria using the social media. Oga, they say person where they kill somebody with knife, no, they agree, make another person carry knife coming back. That is actually what is happening here.
The jury is out on that. Who do you hold more responsible? I'm glad that listening to Toyosi earlier on today, she did mention the need for a regulatory framework. Perhaps that's a change in mindset. I remember as speaker, when I was speaker, I attempted to do this. The Ninth Assembly attempted, but we were resisted very vigorously by society.
Why will not go resist Una? Why wanna they lie for our faces? Why? This is why we have this street parliament, where Nigerians will come and talk their mind. Why will not go resist Una? You just wake up because they now use social media to publish things. Listen, this one happened recently. We had a press conference here in Abuja. The scenes of Mele Kyari was reviewed. Myself arranged 5 TV stations to come. They came, recorded the press conference, went home. Normally, we give them transport, of course. Each editor that will now call later, they say, oh, no, Oga. One of them of the most prominent station in Nigeria told me, Mazi, man, I received a query from my manager. Why should I cover such event? Press conference, oh. Why? Because NNPC dropped big monies for them. That story should not be heard. What did we end up doing? We used the social media to push the narrative, to tell Nigerians and the world, this is what they are doing with your money. And this is what they want to stop. For how long would they want to flex us? Just like raping someone and you tell the person not to cry. These are men who are sleeping with Nigerians without any form of protection. Jesus Christ.
I guess the chickens have come to roost.
Oh, the chickens that you guys reared, the chickens that you put in chicken cages and fed them, they are coming home to roast with charcoal. They are going to roast themselves.
And I believe we're all on the same page now
We're not on the same page. Speak for yourself.
That social media is a menace.
Social media is not a menace. Yes, we can put, there are laws in place actually, anti-bullying, cyber stalking, blah, 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 that we can use. Stop. The problem is not laws and regulations. The problem is implementation. Implement the one you have. Why are you guys bent on stealing our monies? But you don't want people to talk about the money being stolen.
And it must be regulated.
Okay. We'll go meet for street now. Make we see how I want to do.
Let me go straight to what I was able to scribble down.
Yes, of course. Go now. We know protect. We know. Go. Our guy, go ahead now.
And once again, say good afternoon.
You and who afternoon? They good. I beg. Continue.
I am delighted to be here this morning on behalf of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, who has asked that I represent him here this morning and extend his best wishes and fondest regards to the author, Babatunde Raji Fashola, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, to the publishers, and to all who have made this book and this gathering today possible. We're living through one of the most fraught periods in modern history.
We are living through one of the worst periods in Nigerian history, where an incompetent bunch won an election and sank Nigeria. We had a useless 8 years. 8 years. Now we're having the most useless 8 months, where you inherited dollar at the rate of 650 and it's now close to 1,600. We're heading into Zimbabwe and Venezuela combined, and we are here blowing grammars. Oga, social media is not your problem. Nigerians are hungry.
The world is changing all around us. The international settlements and underpinning the global order since the end of the Second World War are being renegotiated in real time across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. Amidst this global turmoil, we are at home confronted by difficult policy choices and decisions that must be made to ensure our children's future and our country's prospect.
When they say our children's future, you think they count your own children and my children. Not lie. Their own children only, their pockets only, their own future only. If not, how can a tripartite committee to sit down to review wages, just 17 people, I'll be 12, to sit down and review wages? You know how much they put in budget? They are submitting a proposal of 1 billion. Haba. Is it that people no longer have shame or what? Aya, Oga, continue with your grammar.
Now, in this historical moment, as we confront and overcome the challenges that threaten our future, we have an obligation as leaders in politics and government to engage in evidence-based discourse.
Evidence-based discourse. These ones where they twist evidence. Evidence-based discourse, yet you're afraid of the evidence. Oh yeah, continue.
And data-reliant decision-making as a matter of course.
Data reliance. Lai Mohammed must hear this one. We have seen how you people are relying on data.
But as citizens interested in the issues of state and governance, the obligation is even more significant to ensure that our engagement with each other springs from a shared agreement on what truth is.
Share the agreement on what truth is. The truth you people use in winning or rigging the election. What truth is? Please do not start, I beg. What is truth? Truth is that the last election was. You know it. Grabbed it. Run with it. That was what it was. Truth is that your party in the last 8 years have destroyed Nigeria. Truth is that you guys are a bunch of incompetent people. That's what the truth is.
What is real and what isn't.
You guys are
we live in what some observers have described as a post-truth world. This is a world where nothing is real. Politics is fueled by emotive arguments, and objective facts are less influential in shaping public opinion than appeals to identity and personal belief. In this new world we find ourselves, Public discourse is driven by alternative facts, dropped with reckless abandon on social media and technology, including artificial intelligence tools, allowing for the creation of false realities to confuse and deceive people and distort perceptions of what is real and what isn't. The challenge we face and must meet head on is how to return to having a public discourse and a political and policy decision-making process that overcomes this new paradigm. We must, because if we cannot agree on common truths and don't exist in the same reality, then we cannot develop the shared values and the common purpose that is a central requirement for cohesion and national identity. My brother Babatunde Raji Fashola has set out to address this challenge in this book. In his usual style, he has approached the subject with an abundance of scholarly rigor, bringing his considerable intellect, wealth of experience, and passionate patriotism to a critical subject matter that has been too long ignored. In this book, he has research and data analysis to help us develop a more nuanced understanding of the nature of the problem so that we can better understand how this challenge hinders the course of our nationhood and what we must do to recover and change course in the interest of our beloved nation. Those of us who know Babatunde Fashola are not in the least surprised by this undertaking. Throughout his public service, he has made it a point of duty to seek out and try to solve the thorniest problems and the most difficult tasks. This book is part of that legacy and is evidence of a continued determination to be a part of the solutions that advance the cause of our humanity and ensure the progress of our nation and her people. On behalf of Mr. President and indeed all the Nigerian people, I thank you all for your efforts, sir, most especially. I am confident that the insights of this book will enlighten, influence, and improve our public discourse. It will impact the way we make decisions in government at all levels as we strive collectively to meet the promise and overcome the perils of this critical moment in our nation and in the history of the world. I will endeavor to see that as many of my colleagues and friends as possible receive copies of this book so that they too can.
Okay, enough. Now, Nigerians, let me review to us the reason why they are pushing for these social media. Remember, during the campaign, the Ogalokon, the Jagaban of Lagos, the Mongo Park, the discoverer of Lagos State, told Nigerians that these children have abused the hell out of me. And as a result of that, he ran from social media. Maybe he wants to come back. Listen to him.
They abuse the hell out of me. If I read it, I get high blood pressure. I get angry. I don't read it. No. If I want to hear anything, my children, I don't read social media anymore. They abuse the hell out of me.
So maybe because he wants to.
If I read it, I get.
No. Sorry. Maybe because he wants to come back to social media. That's why, he is pointing it out that the reason why he ran, obviously, that video has been a while there. Reason why he ran away was because they abuse him. You see, before people can only see you on television, but now they know your handles. They will go there and tag the hell out of you, and tag you. No, listen, Nigeria cannot afford to have anyone who is the head of state that does not engage the younger ones on the social media. If you are the president and you are incapable of engaging Nigerians publicly, at least once every month, then you do not qualify to be in that place rather than, do the needful. All you hear is that they want to regulate the social media space. So, to stifle people's opinion, to ensure that people no longer say the things the way they see them. That's not going to work. Guys, this is, sometimes when you listen to these people talk, you will think, kilo de, what's happen? Okay, so let's go back to our voting. How are we doing with it? Do you want Nigeria? Do you agree to the social media regulations? Do you agree to social media regulations? Where are we? Anyway, this is a clear winner. 18 minutes in, 19 votes. 89% says no. So if you're watching us and you haven't voted, go to the comment section. You will see where you can vote. 20 people voted, 90%. That is a clear win. The same way many of you voted yesterday, over 1,000 people, when we asked last night if you want to see Chief Bola Tinubu go to Ivory Coast to watch the football. Many of you said, no, we don't want him to go to Ivory Coast to watch the football. And we woke up this morning to hear that he has dedicated Kachim Shetima to go and stand in for him, meaning the social media still is doing its work. So the good work of social media is what probably they don't want to continue. But it must continue. It must definitely continue. The people cannot relent. When they banned social media, when Lying Mohammed, the lying machine, then banned social media, or rather banned Twitter, went for one useless Indian company that they wanted to use as the microblogging, then created the account trying to migrate people there. They didn't know that Nigerians no send them. Their brains could not comprehend that Nigerians can actually, if they say, okay, or we can tell all the internet providers in Nigeria to block Twitter. They didn't know what VPN was. The same way these archaic people looked at the cryptocurrency world without understanding what it is. And the CBN governor, when they stolen Nigerian, raped them dry without any form of protection, said Nigeria can no longer partake in cryptocurrency. Now, do you know what Nigerians were missing? Do you know what Nigerians were missing? As of beginning of last year, BTC was less than 20,000. Assuming Nigerians had their money in BTC, BTC is now over 45,000. Is it Solana that at some point was about $15? Is it AVAX? Is it ETH or what? That these are, new technologies that Nigerians are not partaking because we had people who said you cannot, as long as you had the misfortune of being born in this country, you should not partake in it. But here we are, whether they like it or not, Nigerians must survive. Thank you very much, Henry. Henry said they are scared. Stanley Maxey said, Mazi Biriko, I agree to. They don't say we Nigeria be baba for internet water. Internet wuru abi. Oh dear. At the end of the day, they don't have any option, guys. So if you want to be part of this conversation, you can obviously join us. The first poll we did says that Nigerians want to be given the license to carry on, but many people, myself included, are very much suspicious of that. Are we in the mental state to allow people to actually do that? Honestly, I do not think so. But hey, what do I know? It is the people's choice. Whatever the people decide, so shall it be, right? Now, the second one is, which is now have 22 people voted. Do you support social media regulations? Are you supporting social media regulations? Do you think it's a good thing to do? Do you think it is a way to stifle our voices. Of course, I believe that's a way to stifle our voices. But one thing Nigeria, sometimes I believe those in authority doesn't know is, as long as the things you do on the social media are not outright lie, it's not with malice, is you don't have the intention to stalk, you don't have the intention to cyberbully, they don't know that a lot of Nigerians are actually outside the shores of this nation. One of the things I basically have understood that these people don't understand is the younger generation, why they may not take the nonsense their forebearers did, is because many of them do not earn their money from Nigeria. If they earn their money from Nigeria and they bank all their money in Nigeria, of course they can easily regulate them. But imagine where your money, your finances are stretched, some within the the cryptocurrency world, right? Into blockchain technologies, where some your earnings are coming from hard currencies that has nothing to do with Nigeria. How are they going to regulate you? As long as you're not, again, one thing I will never support is to, falsehood, dissemination of falsehood in any way, shape, or form. We cannot support that. But once these things you're pushing out are real, but only that it is truth that hurts them, please bring it on. We will add fuel, kerosene, and diesel, just to make sure that the fire doesn't die. We'll use gas to start it. Then we'll add kerosene and diesel so that it sticks and they last for long, right? But it must be premised on truth. It must be premised on facts. It must be premised again on fact, truth, and truth. Nothing more than that. On that note, no matter what they do, they can't do anything. By the way, many people, one of the reasons why Sahara at that point was so successful is that there is nothing they can do. Sahara reporters were dishing out the facts to them from somewhere in New York. There is no way they can go to New York because Sahara reporters was giving them receipts that time, right? There is nothing, absolutely nothing they can do. The same thing is happening now. If many of us, there is things you do, they will look for your office or NBC, whatever will come. And we say, okay, in that case, then let everything be online. People work from home. So let's see who you go, how you go come do, right? So it's like the story of the hunter and the butterfly. When the butterfly learns to fly without perching, the hunter must learn to shoot without aiming. That's it. Because that's a survival strategy. That's a survival strategy, people. So that this street parliament, the first street parliament of the year, so that is not long. We are going to be ending the stream. But please, and for those of you who waited for long before I come on, I do apologize. I should have apologized at the beginning. The stream was created and we came much late than originally planned because there were some emergencies that we needed to deal with. Honestly, it was unexpected. 10 minutes to the time coming into the program, that emergency happened, and that emergency needed to be dealt with. People, I thank you very much for being part of this. I am still Mazes, okay? Nigeria sometimes cannot, you can't help but laugh, right? We can't help but laugh. And normally when I want to laugh, I have a very good dose of the one pastor from my state who would always make you and crack you up. I will leave you with this.
I saw a lady long time ago. Who is Chisom?
And she gave birth.
Chisom, they have a child for you.
Yes.
Yes. A baby boy.
Yes.
Do you marry him?
No.
Do you marry her?
No.
You abandon her. Abandon the child. I'm not hearing you.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Are you not the one that pregnant her?
I'm the one.
Why you don't want to marry her?
It's family issue. It's family issue.
Family issue.
See, This guy here that visited the man is behaving like Nigerian government. That is, this is a clear example. They impregnated. They didn't want to marry. And that's the same way what Bajabia Miller was saying. They ignited the fire, but they don't want to hold and take the responsibility of the fire they ignited.
Something I know you are smoking. We need to talk about our. Which one are you smoking?
Ham.
Ham.
That is Igbo.
Okay, Indian ham. Is it the way you look like Indian ham? So you're a musician.
Yes,
Which one are you singing?
Oral music.
I'm singing.
What you wanna be is what you gonna be. Just work for it. First of all, I think you have to see the things you do believe, because a man cannot be God. Man cannot be God. Who be God? Who be God? Mr. Who be God? Onyebuchi. Onyebuchi. Madabuchi. Who be God? Who be God? Onyebuchi. Mr. Man cannot be God. Madabuchi. Who be God? Who be God?
Engolentian before Abiata.
Yes, in the morning.
That is the same question I ask these people. There are things I will read. I will say, Kai, I want to know what these guys smoke. Honestly, I want to know the name of. I had a conversation with Professor Olufemilade yesterday on my Friday hangout. At some point, go back and watch that conversation. Prof was saying, I don't know, is there anything in the water they drink in Aso Rock? I said, Prof, you don't need to go far looking for the water they drink in Aso Rock. Ruben Abati once told us, after serving Goodluck Jonathan, said that he wrote a piece called The Demons in Aso Rock, meaning that there is demons in Aso Rock. And me, I said, it's not demons in Aso Rock. There is demon in Aso Villa, because Aso Villa includes the 3-arm zone. All of them, the judiciary, the executive, all of them in that zone. I think there is spirit in that rock. Whenever you come to that point, it begins to make people to misbehave. People, finally here, exactly on 30 minutes, do you support social media regulations? 26 people said no. 26 people voted. 88 people said no. And 12 people said yes. On countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We are going to be ending that now. Thank you once more. This has been a very, very good two-piece of a poll that we have done this evening. On this note, I will say thank you very much for being my guest. Join us tomorrow for our live commentary, joint live commentary on the Nigerian match tomorrow against Ivory Coast. Remember we won Ivory Coast before, so let's hopefully do the right, the needful. And your vice president is coming back tomorrow. Tinubu is not coming, but Shetima is coming. Henry said they smoke weed. Henry said they smoke weed. And this is where we are now in Nigeria. People, oh there, that pastor cracks me up. But sometimes I can't get enough of him. I think he should be, that pastor is a comedian, is nothing but a comedian than a pastor.
Yes. I'm not hearing that.
Hey! And you are Apan.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Apan. Ekwele.
Yes.
Are you a woman, man?
I'm Agnes. That's my Akpan is my father's name.
Okay, your father. Ekwele who?
It's my.
Are you a woman, man? Please, on that note, on that question, before I begin to question myself and doubt myself, I am a man, a full man. Odumejene go kill me. People, thank you very much and have a blessed day. The APC and the gang, they've really taken Nigeria from top to bottom. Have a good night.
APC, Nigeria, Nigeria, from top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom.
This one Nigeria is all tumbling. I'm everything is up for it. Aeroplane fall. I play. My neighbor press fall. This doesn't fall apart.